Hey guys, so Madam Glam reached out to me and had sent me some new gel polishes. These gel polishes are part of their Soul Alchemy collection. It is a collection that they collaborated with Alma Kostarakis. I'm not 100% sure if I'm saying her name right, but there are 7 gel polishes in this collection, and they let me pick out 4 of them to test out and try. So these are the 4 colors that I picked out. We have Perfect Pink, which is just this really pretty light pink color. Then we have Flirty, which is a nude. It is a sheer nude. It is not opaque. Then we have Passion. I believe that is just how you say it. I'm not sure if the little accent mark there over the O changes how you pronounce it, but it is this nice red color. It kind of looks a little orangey on camera, but it is more of a red. And then the last color here is Riverwalk. It is just a nice white color. So moving on to the swatches. Here I'm swatching Flirty, and as you can see, it is a sheer nude. I personally prefer a sheer nude over an opaque nude. I feel like it's more of a natural look when it is sheer, and you can build up the color the way you want it to. But this is a really pretty nude color, and it looks really good here with just one coat. Now I'm swatching Passion. Like I said, here on camera, it does kind of look more orange than it really is. It does have a little bit of an orange undertone to it. It's not a super bright red. It is a little bit more of a darker red. When I was swatching this, I was trying to figure out like how I would describe this red, and I decided that it's kind of like, you know how you have burnt orange? This is kind of like a burnt red almost, I feel like. And I'm not a huge fan of red nails on myself, but I feel like if I were to do red nails on myself, I would definitely go for this red as opposed to like a bright red. I just feel like it's a little more suitable for my skin tone. And now swatching Riverwalk. This is just a plain white. It is a very bright white. I feel like it kind of gives me like in the winter time, like if you were to be walking down by the river and there's snow all over the ground, that's just kind of the vibes that this color gives me. And then we have Perfect Pink. It is a light pink. I think more of like a baby pink, you know, not so much as a bright bubblegum pink. I think this is a really nice pink, and like it says, it is like the perfect pink. And this Soul Alchemy collection, it gives me like Valentine's vibes because it's like reds and pinks and whites, and I feel like these colors would be perfect for any Valentine sets. So next year I will probably end up pulling these out and doing a lot of sets with them for Valentine's Day. So this is what the colors all look like with just one coat. You can easily get away with just doing one coat of these on your nails. That's the one thing I really like about Madam Glam, is that their colors are so pigmented. You can just do one coat of the colors if you would like. And then this is what they look like with two coats and a top coat. These are very nice colors and they complement each other very well. I do have a discount code with Madam Glam that I will leave in the description down below, along with the links to these colors and the collection if you are interested in any of them. So now moving on to the nail art, I am just starting out by applying Flirty to the thumb, pointer, and pinky finger. I am doing this on my practice hand. These again are the tips that I used in my Barbie set, along with my recent Rosalind set, the glitter one. These tips are full cover. They do have different shapes. They are pretty small though, so you will have to size up if you are using them on yourself, unless you have small nail beds. But they do fit very nicely in my practice hand here. So I'm just doing one coat of this Flirty on those three nails, and then I do go ahead and cure for 60 seconds and then apply a second coat to them and cure that for 60 seconds. So when I received these colors and trying to figure out what kind of design I was going to do with them, I was really getting strong like Valentine vibes, but obviously it's not Valentine's Day, so I had to come up with something else. So I thought of doing like this really cute like cherry and like picnic theme design. So that is just what I'm going to be doing here. So on the middle and the ring finger, I am just going in with Riverwalk and painting those nails with it. I do one layer and cure that for 60 seconds, and then I do a second layer and cure that for 60 seconds. Now I'm just taking some of that Riverwalk and putting it onto my palette here, and I'm going to take this long liner brush that I have from Beetles, and I'm going to be doing some French tips on those 3 nude nails. I wipe down my nails first before going in with any kind of nail art on top, just to get rid of that sticky layer. I feel like the sticky layer makes whatever you put on top spread out a bit, so I wipe that off. I do not add a base coat or a top coat before going in with nail art. Like I said, I'm just doing French tips here, so I'm drawing out the smile lines. I know there are a bunch of different ways to go about doing your French tips. I personally just draw out the smile line. I don't draw any of those like extra lines and connect everything and all that. This is just the easiest way for me, but you can do your French tips however you need to do them to get them done. I do only do 1 coat of this white for the French tips. I didn't feel like I needed to go in with a second coat because of how opaque it is. After I get all of the French tips on, I do cure for 60 seconds. Now I'm taking some of this perfect pink and placing it down onto my palette. I'm going to use this to create like the picnic blanket look in for the background of this nail. So I'm just doing a checkerboard. I'm starting with the vertical lines and just drawing those straight down the nails. I didn't like how that middle line looked. It kind of went off to the side a little bit and wasn't as straight as I wanted it, so I just took a Q-tip and dipped that in alcohol and wiped it away and redid the line. And now I'm just going in and drawing on the horizontal lines. I did not cure the vertical lines. I'm not curing this nail until I have this nail done. So after I fill in the squares that I want filled in with the pink is when I will go in and cure everything. That's just because I didn't want, sometimes when you're doing multiple lines like this that cross over each other, where they cross over will leave like a little like bump or like a ridge, once you cure them and like layer them on top. So I didn't cure because I wanted it all to kind of blend into each other and like level out, so it was one even level and there weren't any kind of ridges or bumps from the varying heights of the different layers of the gel polish. So now I'm just going in with a smaller detail brush and filling in every other square with the pink to get that checkerboard picnic blanket type look. And once I get that all done, I do cure it for 60 seconds. And again, I only did one layer of this pink. I didn't feel like I needed to do a second layer. Now I'm taking a little bit of Passion and placing that down onto my palette. I also take a green gel polish that I have from Beetles and placing that down onto my palette. I'm using these to create my cherries. To create the cherries, I just take a dotting tool and dip that into the Passion color and then just dot on my circles. So here you can see I did 2 cherries right next to each other, and then at the tip I did 1, and then on this nail I do I think I do 2 single cherries and then one, like 2 group of cherries on this nail. Once I get them all on, I do go in and cure for 60 seconds, and after that is cured, I go in with my small little detailer liner brush and take that green and create the stems on the 2 cherries that are right next to each other like this. I connect their stems so that they are connected, and then on the single ones, obviously because there's not another one next to it, they just have the single stem. And then once I get the stems all drawn on, I cure for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to take these red rhinestones and I'm going to create little cherries with them. I didn't want to leave the French tips just plain French tips. I wanted to add some cherries onto them, but I decided I wanted to make them out of rhinestones. So I just apply the rhinestone glue down and then I go over it with my top coat. I like to top coat before I place my rhinestones because I don't like having to go around everything. I wasn't really sure how I wanted these cherries to be placed, so I was just kind of moving them around, trying to figure out what would look best. And once I figured out how I wanted them and had them in position, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds, and I repeated that on the other 2 French tip nails. For the thumb here, I was just going to do one little single cherry on it instead of doing the 2, but then once I got it on there, I didn't really like how it looked, so I decided to add on a second rhinestone so I would have the 2 cherries there. And then after I got all the rhinestones on, I went in with that green gel polish again and drew on the little stems. After I got all the stems on, I cured for 60 seconds, and then I took that same brush and went over the stems with a little bit of top coat. that way they were top coated and shiny like the rest of the nails. And then after I got those stems top coated, I went ahead and top coated the middle and ring finger, and then I cured everything for 60 seconds. And this is the final result. I think these came out so cute. This is the perfect set for summer since cherries are in season. I feel like this would also be a super cute set for Valentine's Day. If you wanted to, you could matte top coat the French tips and the checkerboard, and then top coat the cherries with a shiny top coat, so you have that contrast of the matte versus the shiny. I think that would be super cute too. And the Soul Alchemy collection from Madam Glam were just the perfect colors for this set. I absolutely love these polishes. They are so good and so pigmented. I highly recommend Madam Glam polishes to anyone that is looking for a good quality gel polish. So if you are interested, I will leave the links down below for them, along with my discount code. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.